So, the Indian cricket team is going to practice today in Pune, but before they went for the practice, there was a press conference organized. The press conference was attended by the India bowling coach Paras Mamre. Now, all the talk about India ahead of this clash against Bangladesh is not about the result. It's not about their World Cup standing at this point in time. It's about player rotation. Now, remember, after this match on 19th, India have tougher fixtures ahead of them. 22 in Dharamshala versus New Zealand, 29th versus England in Lucknow, but that is after a week. Second, you have against Sri Lanka in Mumbai, 5th against South Africa in Eden Gardens, Kolkata. Now, in 3 out of those matches, you're going to play with your full strength bowling and batting lineup. Will there be any kind of player rotation or any kind of player resting in this game against Bangladesh that will happen in Pune at the MCA Stadium tomorrow? Paras Mamre gave some insights as to what will happen. Will the likes of Mohammad Shami be included? Will the likes of Ravichandran Ashwin be included? He gave an insight into all of that, and he also pointed out that this Pune wicket might be challenging in more ways than one. Because these are the key points that Paras Mamre stated when asked about player management, player rotation ahead of India's game versus Bangladesh. The first major indication that Paras Mamre has given is that whether the bowlers will be rotated for this particular game, he stated no discussion on the rotation of bowlers. We want to maintain the winning momentum. That is a clear-cut indication that perhaps India are going in with potentially an unchanged 11 for the game against Bangladesh. Now remember, if you want to have workload management and rotation, it makes sense to not change too much in the playing 11 unless there is an injury and unless the surface is totally different. Now remember, after 19th and after 22, you are having a gap of 6 days. That might be enough for rest. And then after 5th November, you also have rest for 6 days until 12th against Netherlands. So, Paras Mamre has given one major indication that there has been no discussion over the rotation of bowlers. We want to maintain the winning momentum. Now, if there is a last minute decision on trying to ensure, okay, 1 or 2 players could be rested. As I had mentioned, Shardul / Ashwin, Siraj / Shami. Now, a bowler like Mohammad Shami is on the sidelines, and one will be wondering, like, why does a more experienced bowler like Shami be on the sidelines? To that, Paras Mamre stated, never easy to keep him out. It's a difficult decision. Now, how can you argue for the places of Jasprit Bumrah, Mohammad Siraj, considering the fact that Siraj took 6 for 21 in the Asia Cup final? On top of that, he was stormed against Pakistan but came back very strongly with those 2 key wickets. So, how could you argue for Siraj's place? How could you argue against Bumrah's place? That is why the team composition is such with Hardik Pandya and Shardul Thakur there. It makes no sense to play 4 or 5 pacers in Indian conditions, that too. So, they always acknowledge, Paras Mamre acknowledges that it's a very difficult decision to keep someone like Mohammad Shami out. It is never an easy decision. So, as I mentioned, Mohammad Shami comes in if only either of Siraj or Bumrah are rested for one particular game. And I don't see that happening in either on the 19th, the 22nd, 29th or on the 5th. There might be one change either on 2nd November or on 12th November. These are the only days I can see India make any form of changes. Ashwin. Siraj, and anyway, if you look at it, Shami, they had stated that, okay, it's a very tough decision. But even on Ravichandran Ashwin. Now, Ravichandran Ashwin is battling for that 8th spot with Shardul Thakur. Shardul Thakur hasn't had much to do. In the game against Pakistan, he bowled only 2 overs, didn't get a chance to bat. Even if you look at it in the game that he played against Afghanistan also, got you a wicket but didn't get a chance to bat. Ashwin on the other hand played Chennai. Now, because the pitches were flat and we don't know how the Pune wicket will be, even Ashwin might not get a chance tomorrow. That's what Paras Mamre stated. Sometimes you have to take a tough call. But he points out, Ashwin is not grumpy. He never complains. He's the ultimate team man in that sense. Ashwin is not grumpy, or he's never complaining about the fact that, okay, I'm not getting a chance in the Indian team. Why? It's according to the team needs. You couldn't have played him in Delhi. You couldn't have played him in Ahmedabad because the pitch did not assist that much of turn. Like in Chennai, if it's a ranked turner, like what could potentially happen in Ekana, then you play three spinners. But I think with the nature of the wickets that's there, I think Ashwin has played only his one game, that was at Chepauk, and probably he's not getting any further chances if the Pune wicket decides to be different. Because it's on the Pune wicket that Paras Mamre had a very interesting take on it, because he said it's a challenging surface for bowlers, high altitude, so more fours and sixes. So we could have a flat deck again at the MCS Stadium in Pune. Now remember, it's after 27 years that you're hosting an international World Cup game in Pune, but that game was at the Nehru Stadium, totally different than the MCS Stadium that is in Gaunje at this point in time. So it will be a flat deck, more fours and sixes are on offer, but India already has the firepower to ensure that they can take all 10 wickets on that pitch. You've got Kuldeep Yadav, who's in good form. You've got Ravindra Jadeja, who's in good form. Siraj, Bumrah, everybody chips in along with Hardik Pandya. So 5 bowlers with different skill sets can actually do the job. And that's why the main takeaways from the press conference that Paras Mamre had, there might not be any kind of rotation or player management. Shami, will he play? Looks highly unlikely. Ashwin, will he get a chance? Only if the pitch is a rank turner. That is the way you're looking at it. So, India versus Bangladesh is happening tomorrow. The press conference has happened. We now hope that India can make it 4 out of 4 and consolidate their hold on the top position. Remember, New Zealand, Afghanistan are playing. If New Zealand win, they go on top. If India win, they also will be on top then by tomorrow. So thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. We'll be back with more updates on Sports Today. Tap that bell icon so you know when we go live. And don't forget, we're on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram as well. Download the SportsTalk mobile app for all the information you need in English and Hindi as well. Bye-bye.